On the Project Camry. I clear coated that fender I rattle canned just the other day. I'm letting it cure before I do my wet sand and get it to a good finish. But for the Krylon touch, I ain't ashamed of all of that. Got the wheel off, as you may notice. We're finally going to dress up these wheels. We got excellent Uniroyal Tiger Paw tires on them, and we got some hot hubcaps that look just right on it. They're just all scabby. I don't know if you can see that. Just ugly from use. I got them cleaned off. I got my tractor paint. I had way too much fun with my poster board there. There's a little bit of a breeze out here, just enough to make that humbling, is what I'll say. Well, let's get to painting this rim. Oh yeah, that's going to change the world right away. Spatty, spat, 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 spat. Just go around it. Just go around it. Just go around it. Alright, there's that part. Just go around it. Let's keep on going around it. Alright, I'm going to back off and look for 10 spots. That's an initial coat on most of it at least. Just watch it transform right in front of your eyes. Have fun. Well, there's one of them painted, as you see there. It takes forever to get the cardboard ready in just a moment to blast the wheel. Get it as clean as you can first, folks. But don't kick your own ass trying to make such a thing run free or anything. I mean, do your best, but it's going under a hubcap. What I'm looking for is for the wheel to disappear there. So that's looking just gorgeous, especially in comparison to the before shot. You can see that, I mean, I'm going to clean the grime off before I paint it, but they pretty brown frown. So that right there, as a background to that hubcap, is going to look spectacular. There we have it. Uniroyal Tiger Paw. The way to go. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and I'm back on one of my favorites. Today, we are on Project Camry, which is the never-ending story for me, but heck, that's a good thing. We got the rotors of many stripes. I've seen worse pads, but I've seen better. I've got 20-year-old calipers here. They function just fine. Old brake hoses. Why not just replace it all? What we have here is an excellent setup at a good value for this car. FVP rotors, which FVP is quickly becoming my go-to for inexpensive stuff that's going to be decent. Those have good crosshatch to them. They've coated it where they need to keep it from sticking, but we didn't pay for the extra there. I used them before. Good luck so far. New Geon calipers always look pretty good to me. Those are nicely coated. Those should stand up and look great here. DFC 5000 ceramic pads with the associated hardware kit. And new DFC brake hoses. So between it all, everything on here will be new, and that'll successfully complete that. That'll mean this entire front end, except the knuckle and hub bearing itself, which is sold as an assembly, is all new on the car. Nothing is OE on that. Well, we got the wheel speed sensor too, but we won't talk about that. So we have a very solid Camry here. It's on its way to being the best shape of this year model Camry in the town, if not the state, working on the world at this rate. What we have here is a perfect example of crap happens. Take a close look at how this caliper works. And then look what the hell they sent me. I ordered this by VIN and everything. And we still got it incorrect. Oh well, I'll have to send those calipers back. We won't be able to do those today. These calipers will work for me today though. We're going to go ahead and get the drums and the pads on this and do the brake job we can and swap those out. As a mechanic, or if you're home gaming, always try to have a picture of what you're replacing in your hand when you go to order it. Secondarily, just pack your patience. I'm pretty sure what I ordered was supposed to look like this and not look like that, according to what I said, but we'll find out. Anyway, just another day in paradise. We will still have a good brake job here. Overhaul is going to be about half an overhaul, just a standard job. Customer will be happy with what they got. That's going to sound a lot better than that did. And we will get the correct stuff on the way. Side one complete, or as complete as I can get it with the available supplies today. Looking pretty. Just ignore the brown caliper and pretend it's nice and brand new, because it will be next time I see the guy. Got my new rotor on there, looking pretty. dated marked. Them DFC pads are always good. I always like their hardware is nice. So those are on, and that's happy. Tested. Let's get the other side done. Feeling groovy. Yep, them's coming off. Halfway done. This should be really quick, as I'm not even focused on getting this brake line and everything off. It's always nice seeing my own initials on something where we've done something right. So let's get these taken care of, get it done. We'll have this one back on the road. Then maybe I can take a little break. Been working hard lately, and I'm ready for a few minutes off if I can have them. Let's finish this up. Well, when it rains, it pours. I had enough brake clean to get the manufacturing machine oil off the brake rotors, but I don't have enough to get my nasty handprints off of the rotor after installation. My can said no, it's still got juice in it, but it won't squirt out. It'll be just fine. These brakes might just cheech and chong for just a second on my initial break-in test drive. However, the job is done. Excellent pads, excellent hardware, excellent rotors. Old calipers, ignore them. New ones on the way. Let's put the wheel on it, drop it, take it for a little test drive, and see just what kind of pedal we got after that. Back together, looking fine and ready to rock. We'll come out and replace those calipers for them. At the same time, I'm either going to take care of the rear brakes on the car, as I can feel them now, or it's time for a tune-up on the bad boy. His choice, whichever seems to be most pertinent. I have some paint to correct those little skids right there. I'm very happy with how my rattle can and clear coat came out on that fender. Now that I tell you, you can tell it's not perfect, but rattle can, duplicolor, that's how that came out. Can't cry about that. So, beautiful car. Looking as sweet as a 2000-ish Camry can look. This one's a fine piece of equipment underneath. There ain't nothing wrong with this car mechanically. Have fun, everybody. I'm going to go cool off. Here on the old Camry today. Y'all know I did most of the brake job the other day, but my calipers were incorrect. Well, the correct caliper finally came in, along with the hose, so I got that old oil off of there. It wasn't dead or anything. It was just time with the mileage. So we got the new one on. Got that all primed up. Got good pressure. Got it all bled out, so let's make the first date code of August right now. This one's a WJ8 of 23. Caliper done on that side, first date mark of the month. Let's get the other one, let's get this one finished up. Shouldn't be long, this is easy. Finally got it looking the way I want it to. New calipers on both sides, rotors a couple of weeks old, pads a couple of weeks old. We did those before. New hoses on both sides. Previously done new struts on both sides, new lower control arms both sides, outer tie rod end, sway bar link, sway bar bushings. This is a mechanically new car on this front end now. I need to do the rear brakes, and then I'm completely done with undercar to be done on the vehicle. That ought to stop like a champ and give no problems for the long haul. That we didn't have serious caliper problems. They just 20 plus years old and inexpensive, so why not make it perfect with all this other hardware? There it is, signed and dated up. My tattoos everywhere from March, July, and now August. Let's set the wheel on the ground. Alright, I got the Project Vanilla Bean Camry up on the deck. I've done the entire, and when I say entire, I mean the entire, all there is to be done undercar on this one. That's all doing good. The hubcaps are looking good, but some of them want to come off. We got them attached with zip ties to make sure they don't at the moment. We may end up having to do something different about that. Yeah, that's the way it goes. But today, we're here to do a tune-up and beautification on this motivation station. So, valve cover gasket, spark plugs, spark plug wires, ignition coils, and a little bit of light duty easy dress up underneath here, and some cleaning. Not going to take a whole lot. That's good because I didn't get to it till way late in the day, which is sad, but that's when it showed up. So we're going to get to rocking here and get this valve cover popped off. Should not take long. This one uses the 4 big ding guys at the top instead of a bunch of little tiny bolts around it. So provided all that wants to spin, it's nice and toasty still. Provided all that wants to spin, we'll have this done quick. Heat shield didn't look too bad, but now she looks a whole lot better. All that took was a quick wipe off, spray down with some brake clean, and then we're using Rust-Oleum barbecue grill paint, Mechanic Special, perfect for this high heat application. which ain't really that high heat of an application. It's hot enough. You don't want to stick your hand to it like I did, right in the middle of that symbol. As soon as I got the hood open, don't do that. However, you don't need 5 million degree protection here, just that. That'll do the job. So we got that covered looking nice. On to the next part. Getting bolder and making more cosmetic decisions about how to do things like what color to paint these. One hint I would give you if you're going to grow the boldness is make sure to take some footage like this of what things look like before you begin. Because you know what? This is a solid piece. There's nothing physically wrong with it, but nothing I can do can make it look uglier than it is right now. It's going to be pretty and clean here in just a minute. I just want to give you the before on that. So we're kind of gross, we're kind of gross. We're just kind of gross. That's all that's wrong with it. Let's make her shine. Here's the valve cover all clean. Notice all stained. About to get rid of that. Got the magic Mr. Rattle Can, though I'm not going to paint it on camera. I need my focus with me to do that. But I wanted to show y'all, yeah, that's what bare aluminum will look like when I'm done with my cleanup process. Yes, we can install that, especially for the grumpy type. I've done a lot of work on this car. I don't want it to look like that. I want it to look super. So we're going to hit it. Okay, folks, that looks friggin' killer. What are the thoughts about that for the vanilla Camry? Hook up that heat shield and this hammered gold, this Rust-Oleum hammered finish. Gold spray paint there. And notice the textured mottled finish we got on that, which is going to be badass and appropriate. You know, I wanted to do something in gold, and I've been wanting to do something in gold in a minute, but Christmas ornament gold was not the right answer for this, and I wasn't exactly sure what I would get. That's going to look sexy. So I need to let that dry enough to handle it to put it back on the car. Let me go get everything cleaned up and ready for reseal. And I put my spark plug seals, the old ones, back in the top to act as their own masking for that part. So pretty simply done, but I am excited about the way that looks. We kind of got low light conditions out here at the moment, but yeah, that's going to look hot on that. Right, almost all done with her. Got that valve cover resealed and looking beautiful. Got the front half of the cylinder head cleaned up. Got that heat shield cleaned up. Got new United coil packs in there. Was the brass heads and the ones that come out. Let's see how overdue those were. Yes, I believe those were far overdue. So that's going to make a big improvement there. Old spark plugs. It's the double prong one, so they'll keep running without misfiring long past their due. They were like stuck in there. I was a little worried when it was cross-threaded. It was not. So we got all that together, got everything cleaned up. I'm going to get the spark plug wires on this, get the new PCV valve and grommet on it, get the air cleaner box back on. What do you think about that color, folks? I think it's non-offensive in this car. I think it looks very freaking sharp in this car. I'm glad it's muted and subdued of a gold, but I'm happy. Hopefully the customer likes it. But what the hell is not to like about that, folks? Well, that one certainly scared the hell out of me. I got all that looking beautiful and back together with the firing order correct by the book and by what everything is marked. And we had a crank no start car. So as it turns out, whoever did the coil packs on these last time, like just totally swapped everything over. How do I put this? They swapped the main wiring harness and had other things. It's bass backwards. It runs just fine like this. I put it back the way I had it in the pictures, not the way any of the shit was labeled. And I got a running car, runs smooth and great. So, panic attack over. Let me button up that spark plug wire situation a little better. That was just the figure it out mode of arrangement there. And get it back over to the owner right now.